Hi, everyone. It's Dave here with Return to the Vintage. I hope everyone's having a great summer so far. It's been a couple weeks since I was able to put a video out. Unfortunately, here in the Northeast, we've had rain pretty much every Saturday for the last month or two. So I haven't had a chance to collect as much as I'd like, but I was able to put together a collection of what I was able to find over the last couple weeks. And I wanted to show you what I was able to track down, how much I paid for it, and then what I'm going to try to sell it for. Thanks. Let's check it out. All right. So here are the items I was able to track down and collect over the last couple weeks. I found some other things, but these are the ones that stood out that I thought you would like the most in the world of antiques and vintage items. So I'll go through them one by one here and tell you a little bit about what I've learned so far. And we'll start with this tin litho truck. Yeah, as you look at these trucks that you might come across, there's some that are large, some that are small. This one just happens to be one of the larger guys. For me, whenever I look at a truck like this, I always want to see if I can find any type of a marking. It's obviously not in great condition, but as you look on the back here, you can see it's marks. That little stamp right there is marks. Again, condition usually means most everything for these. I only paid $7 for it, but I think it's going to be a good, really good return on investment here, even though it's not in great shape. And I think it's just really a cool item too. So I think for me, I'll probably post this maybe at 45, 50, something like that, and hope to get it back. But I thought it was a pretty cool item, for $7, definitely worth the buy. For me, I do like to find bar items when I can. Obviously, when I try to find them, I try to find as dated as I can. Something that's like a metal, or like a kind of a graphic sign, or even something that's I've found items that are much larger that are lighted from the 70s or 80s. But for these are like it's like a kind of like a wood. And I only got these for $1 each. But for me, what stood out is if you look on the back, is that they're stamped. Whenever I can find a name or some type of a company for an item like this is a little bit different. And especially if it's numbered too, I thought it was worth the buy. So it's called George Nathan, based out of Providence, and this one's numbered at number 400. And then if you look at this one, again, there's pretty funny explanations on the top here as well. But this one's printed at 361. So again, not like a great find. I'm not going to make a ton of money on them. We're probably going to list them at like 25 each. But still kind of a nice little smaller item, but I think they're pretty cool. And for $1 each, I definitely think worth the buy. This next one I wanted to show you, I was a little bit unsure if I had to do some research on it. I bought a couple lighters, like butane lighters that were vintage. This one kind of caught my attention in that there was like leather on the outside, and it's really large. As you can tell in my hand, this is not your normal pocket lighter. So it stood out to me. I'd never seen anything like it. Paid 50 cents for it. Did a little bit of research on it, and so what it is, and some of you out there probably know, but it's a table lighter. So it's like a larger butane lighter that you would have on the bar or on your table that you would pull out and you could light a cigar usually for it just because as large it as it is. But what made it stood out to me when I first saw it and grabbed it, and I was like, well, first of all, the size is pretty cool, is that if you look on the bottom, it says Philip Morris. So for me, when I see Philip Morris and I see kind of like a dated item, it really stands out for me as something to track down. So for just a small amount of money, I thought to take a shot at it. And so what it turns out is that if you look in here, the actual brand itself is called Remembrance. You can barely see it there, but Remembrance. But what these used to be were like giveaways or promo items for stores. And so this bottom part tends to be like someone celebrating someone's birthday, 1956, or Merry Christmas, 1952. This one just happened to say Philip Morris at the bottom. So just having the advertisement portion of it, I'm probably going to post it at like 25, 30. It looks like a couple have sold around like 19, 17, but they were ones that didn't have this Philip Morris. So I'm hoping that Philip Morris at the bottom is going to increase the price for me. But I thought really cool. It's also a learning lesson for me, to kind of learn about something I've never seen. I've seen pocket lighters. pocket lighters can will sell. It all depends on what the brand or what it shows on the outside. But this having the leather, the size, and the Philip Morris, we'll see if it sells. But still, I thought worth a small investment, and I thought showing you would be good as well. All right, so trains. So I see antique vintage trains all the time. Probably like most of you, you see the Marks and Lionel and the American Flyer, and you see all types of them. So I figured for me, I bought a whole bunch of them, but these were the ones that were the Lionel. The American Flyer, the Marks tend really not to sell at all. Whenever you see plastic, it really deters me from even buying them for the most part, unless they are Lionel. Now you've got your pre-war trains, you've got your post-war trains. These are post-war trains, and the box also will help you determine uh, when they were made. One of the things I like about Lionel, especially when you find them in the box, is that when you are looking at them, if you can see that in a box that there's a number on the outside, again, this is maybe straightforward for most, but it's been helpful for me, is that you can price it when you see those numbers. So for this, I see the 6119, it's a Lionel, it's a work caboose. So I can look that up pretty quickly to see, okay, well, what is this exactly? Again, something that's worth the buy, even if it's inexpensive. And in this case, I paid $1.50 for each of these. And again, this is plastic post-war, but it's with the box. So I thought that was a good adjustment. This one here is it's plastic too. It's a little heavier. This one, it didn't have a number on the outside. So I did do a little bit more research to see, what is, let me see if I can pull it out here real quick. What other information I was able to find out about it. It's a freight truck, so I knew that. One of the nice things too is that these work. I think a lot of them you find them these are broken off, but again, it's plastic, but it's got the nice metal bottom to it. You can see Lionel. But I just have to do a little bit more research in terms of like the actual numbers. So you can find the 3656. So I'll be able to track that one down, see what I can get for it. Here, this Lionel, again, Caboose 6357. I could open it up for you if you'd like, but it's pretty well in good shape. Not great, but still good shape. But for you, as you're going looking at garage sales, you may see trains all the time. I'd say for me, I really try to stay away from American Flyer. I try to stay away from Marks, and I try to lean towards Lionel if I can. But even then, try to stay away from plastic. And again, I would say that if these didn't have their boxes, I wouldn't even pay a dollar or two for them, just because they may sell for like $9, or you'd have to lot them. Just not worth the time. So I'd say, if you do find those Lionels, just make sure you see if the box comes with them, what the number is, and trying to price them as best you can. Hopefully that's helpful. But again, if each one was only a couple dollars, I think I'll probably get like 20, 25 maybe for each one, which is worth the time and the investment. All right. So this one is super cool. So I paid up for this, but anytime I see vintage Star Wars, even if I have to pay up a little bit, just the fact I'm going to get a chance to see it and play with it a little bit, it's just the nostalgic part of it. I don't mind buying them up and then selling them just for a small profit. So as many of you probably know, the Star Wars that you want to find, if you ever find a box, if you ever find, even if it's not complete, but just having the part of a box from the night, this was 1977, but anywhere from 1976 to 1983, the box is it's rare to find the box included. This one, I found the box. If you look on the inside, the items are, I don't know, they're not jumbled. It's not complete, which kind of stinks. I think for this, I did pay up. I paid $15 for it. And it's got most of the pieces included in it, but not all. I'd say probably I don't know, probably like 80% complete. So for me, I'm probably not going to make a ton of money on it. I'll probably price it at like $40, but like just having the box, just getting a chance to see some of this stuff, it's worth it for me. So, I'd say if you're out there and you see Star Wars, definitely try to find the box if you can. Try to have playsets that are complete if you can. I have another video about like Star Wars characters that you can check out, like the action figures. But just in terms of play sets, like I said, it's not great, it's not complete, but I just think it's really cool. So I wanted to show it to you as well. Because you don't see too many of these out in the wild, especially at garage sale. Next thing I wanted to go through is just this isn't going to go for a lot. I paid a quarter for it, but I thought it might be a good chance to give you a little bit of advice in regards to some of the ceramic Disney items that you might find. So this one just happens to be a Pluto, and it's in great condition, no flaws that I could see. I see a lot of like these ceramic ones here. I'm actually grab you another ceramic that came with it. It was this one, this Mickey. But what the only problem with the ceramics for Mickey and Walt Disney is that they're just so overproduced. So there's just so many out there. So even if you find something from the 70s, and this one's probably from 60s or 70s, and it seems like it should be worth a ton of money. Unfortunately, it's really not. And when you grab these, you always want to see if they're from what kind of what brand they are. And usually you'll find Walt Disney Productions, which you can see back here. But again, if this was any more than $1, I wouldn't have paid for it. I'll probably get $14 out of it, something like that. But like I said, I think maybe just a cautionary tale that if you are out and about and you see Walt Disney like this one, this one came with it, so I didn't pay anything for it just because it came along with it. Again, Walt Disney Productions. This thing, I mean, I don't think I'd leave it sell on eBay. So this is maybe just something to pass along to Savers or Goodwill or someone in the neighborhood, because this is really I'm not gonna sell it. Um, more to give to someone else. But this is the one that I could sell. Again, just because it's in such great shape. But if you're at garage sales, you do see Disney, you do see the ceramic, you do see the Walt Disney Productions. Just be cautious and don't overpay for them, because it's very rare that you'll find any that are worth a lot of money, because of just they were just overproduced. Um, I'll go through. So this one I wanted to show you. I don't know if you see a lot of lanterns, but I see them all the time, all the time, and usually it's Deets. So that's what this guy is as well. This is probably not going to sell for much of anything. I paid for two for $4. And honestly, it's kind of just more of an opportunity for me to give you some tips if you happen to come across them than it is for me to sell. So when you do find Deets, and Deets being the only one that I actually really buy, and what you'll do is you'll look to see if you find whether it's a garage sale. For me, if I see one, because I have sold a lot before, is the matter of like rarity, condition, and then the globe. So for me, this is like a standard Deets. Condition is not very good, pretty rusted out. Sometimes you'll see them repainted, which brings down the value. But this one is a standard Deets. It's got like a crack in the globe, not good condition. This, like I said, I'm not really going to sell this. I'm just going to hopefully give you some tips for it. But the ones that I'll sell for more are ones that, someone would be happy to present in their house. So the condition, the outside looking much nicer. The rarity Deets, you'll see sometimes if it says like Deets New York, Deets Syracuse, if there's a Deets location on it. Down here, you'll usually see if it's a certain brand under the Deets umbrella and it doesn't have anything, which is even worse. Sometimes you'll see like a certain name that's like that's underneath Deets. That's helpful. Sometimes on the globe as well, you'll see a location, or you'll see some sort of a number, and there's just nothing here. So even harder to understand what it could be. And then the other thing with the globe is that if you see a different color than just clear, so if you see like a red, especially, red is more rare. So just, a couple things to look out for. This is one that if you see, don't buy it. It's more, like I said, as an example, but look for the condition, this one being poured. Look for the name, this one being Deets. But there's usually a Deets and then something here, but there's nothing here. Look for here to see if there's anything as well. And then look at that globe. and see if it's a certain color. Look for those reds and see if you can find anything as well that has thick written on it. So that's about it. I'll just real quick, I'll touch on this one. This was one that for me, I thought was really cool, but it turns out it's a cautionary item for me to just share with you. So I thought this was a good piece. I paid $5 for it. 70s, just Schlitz usually sells pretty well. It was in pretty good condition. It's plastic. It had some information about Everbright electric signs in the back. Obviously it's for aging, someone that's going to purchase alcohol, has the date of the month and the year on it. I thought it was going to be a really cool item, so I thought to pay $5. I got home and I researched, and these things are all over the place and not selling at all. So unfortunately, I'll probably put this up here. Probably put it up here with all my cool items that I like to have here with me. I'll probably put them up here somewhere. Not worth probably selling. If anything, I'll get maybe $15 for it, or maybe a lot with something else. But just a cautionary tale, I guess, for you is, if you see something you think is cool and, you think it makes sense to pay up and you don't have the research of the background to price it out, just think twice. Because again, it's $5 loss. That's not the end of the world. But, whenever I do buy something, I really try to double my money, if not triple my money. And that's, so. All right. Well, good. Well, thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate it. All right. Well, that wraps us up for this video. I hope you're able to learn something about some of the items I was able to track down. My next video is actually going to be a pretty cool one, something a little bit different. It's going to be showing the items that I've sold from my past videos and some of the prices I was able to get for them. If you watched one of the videos, I think it was 1 or 2 ago, it was about a marshmallow tin that I was able to track down. And I love the marshmallow tins. For some reason, they sell really well. Bought one for $5. I think I sold it for $140, if not more. So I'll go through that and some of the others. So hopefully you get a chance to stop by and check that out. If you get a minute, give me a follow, give me a like. I'd certainly appreciate it. Thanks again, Dave from Return to the Vintage.